Bitcoin is on the verge of a very big move. We could see Bitcoin has been holding the 200 EMA on the 4-hour as support. You can see this blue line here. That is quite interesting. And you can see Bitcoin has been consolidating in a very tight range. We've been in this tiny little range here for just about 30 days, which is very rare to see. It's quite interesting to see, but also notice that the momentum is beginning to flip bullish. The momentum, every single dip continues to bounce up. Every single dip, look at this, every single dip since we've been in this range rips right up, rips right up, rips right up. That is quite bullish. That is a sign of bullish accumulation. And obviously I can be wrong, but what Bitcoin needs to do here is Bitcoin needs to break and hold above 67,000, which lines up with the 200 EMA on the 12-hour time frame. If we go to the daily time frame, what we could see on the 200 EMA on the daily time frame is that the 200 EMA has been acting as key resistance. This is where the institutions are selling Bitcoin, and that next level for Bitcoin is approximately $73,000 at the moment. I've been calling for $75,000 since Bitcoin has reached this level, and I believe that is going to be another opportunity for Bitcoin to come, and it's going to provide an opportunity to short Bitcoin, in my opinion, and to sell spot. Now, here's a reaction that we want to pay attention to. I do believe we're going to come up to this level, but if Bitcoin comes to this level and we begin to flip and consolidate it as support, then I think Bitcoin is going to make another leg higher. And this could be very interesting. And this could probably take us maybe to 98K, somewhere in this region, which will probably be tested this year, I think, in my opinion. But for now, what I'm expecting is August historically is quite bearish. August historically is quite bearish, and it has never closed green during a midterm year. Now, does that mean it can't be green this year? It can be, and it might, because we have the Clarity Act, which is the next major event for crypto. And Senator Loomis has now just confirmed that the Senate will vote on the Clarity Act as early as next week. If it gets passed, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to unlock literally trillions of dollars into Bitcoin to cryptos like never before, way more powerful than the ETFs. And this could truly send Bitcoin up massively, even in the short term. But this is going to be a key level, a key area of interest. If Bitcoin rejects this level, well, I think that this could be another top, another lower high for Bitcoin. It's going to provide an opportunity to potentially short, to sell spot, and to capture this next leg down, which this could end up being the top for the final leg down, which would line up with the 4-year cycle. There should be a bottom, another low, the final low somewhere in the fourth quarter. So what I think is going to happen, and this is kind of my bearish scenario, although it is kind of bullish, is Bitcoin is going to make some type of move within the next month or two, probably much sooner than that, especially if the Clarity Act gets passed next week. But I think Bitcoin is going to squeeze up to probably this level. It's going to fill all of this inefficiency from this dump here. When this was June, all the inefficiencies from June, you can see how inefficient this price action was. They just straight dropped it. I think this will get filled, and this could probably be the top. And this would certainly line up with resistance and all this liquidity here around 74 to 75,000. This is what I think is going to happen. We're going to come up to this level. We're going to maybe reject it. But the drops, if you notice here, are very fast. The drops are very, 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 very fast. The drops here, very, very fast. It catches everybody off guard. They don't give people time to take profits. They don't give people time to de-risk. It's just a quick drop, and then the majority of people are trapped, and then people are they're gonna chop it around. That's what I think is gonna happen. There is a bullish scenario though. The Clarity Act could change that, but the key level we need to pay attention for Bitcoin is $67,000. If we begin to break and hold above 67,000, this is a major pattern change. This is a major change in trend, change in momentum, a change in liquidity. It's literally a change of everything. And a break and hold above this, I think we're going to come up and test 74. And it's possible we could even test 78 all the way up to 82. Some of these levels could be potentially tested, but we will play it level to level. So we're just watching for that for now. But if you take a look at Bitcoin here, it has been just bouncing very quickly off every single dump and pullback. And if you take a look at the stock market here, the NASDAQ, the market was correcting. The NASDAQ was correcting. This was contributing to Bitcoin weakness and crypto weakness. But the NASDAQ has already bounced up in the last 24 hours, nearly 5%. That is quite interesting. The S&P 500 has already recovered the dump. Silver and gold are going up. And another very important thing is the dollar is dumping very hard because of the recent PCE data today, the Fed's comments yesterday, all the recent inflation data the past couple of weeks. The Fed did not hike rates. These are bullish things in the short term, but I do believe the markets are pricing in some rate hikes, potentially as early as September. If we go to the Fed Watch tool, we can see that there's a 60% chance of a rate hike. But based on the Fed's language, I think that it is quite unlikely that the Fed is actually going to hike, especially if the next CPI and the next inflation data comes in lower. The Fed might actually start to price in a rate cut by the end of this year. So we're going to have to pay attention to that. All these numbers, of course, are manipulated, and maybe Trump is, I don't know how he could, maybe he is, maybe they're manipulating the inflation numbers so that they can enforce the Fed to cut, which would be very good for cryptos. But if you take a look here as well, Bitcoin is now beginning to attempt to break out of this correction here. You can see Bitcoin has been kind of correcting for the past 10 days. It's starting to break out of it as well. We just had a full moon yesterday, and typically full moons have been marking bullish reversal areas, and the new moons, which come in, I believe, near 14 days after that, are typically bearish. So I think Bitcoin is probably going to pump near and into the new moon, and probably that could be the 75K level, especially if they get this Clarity Act passed for us to short and to sell our spot positions. I'm personally going to be trading my spot. I did miss the opportunity to sell spot here at 82,000, although I had planned and predicted this move. I somehow just got caught off guard and ended up getting trapped in that. But my plan here, ideally, is if we get this level here, somewhere around here, I could probably sell spot on some of the spot positions that I have and buy maybe 20, 30% lower, maybe 10% at the minimum. But 10 to 30% lower would be my goal. Then I'm going to load up for the final bottom of the bear market, which we have, according to the 4-year cycle, I think just about 2 months left of the bear market, and it is about to end. I currently have this long up over on Bitcoin. It is up $7,000. In my community, which you guys can try today for free, I'm posting profitable trade alerts every single week. I have about a 90 to 80% win rate with leverage trades and even higher on spot. I highly recommend that you guys trade over on Blofin. You're going to get VIP with my link and a $10,000 deposit bonus by signing up on Blofin, and join the free alpha channel and the chat. It is completely free. This is where I post my constant thoughts on the market for absolute free, and I should be charging for it, but it's completely free. Now, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. It really helps to support the video and the algorithm. And make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. You're not going to want to miss my next Bitcoin crypto video update. Let me know your thoughts about this video in the comments below, and I hope you have a great rest of your night, weekend, whatever it is. See you later.